How would you evaluate Lonzo Ball so far and where he fits into this Lakers team?
You know what? It's for me. I don't really like to judge rookies because I know like what they go through in their rookie year. You know, I know that he's going to be great. There's going to be some good times, some bad times, some inconsistencies, especially with a young team like that. But overall, he's doing a great job. You know, I think him, Kuz, Brandon Ingram, what the Lakers have, you know, as a young, talented core, you know, they can't really do no wrong right now.
Tell us about what rookies go through from their, you know, the transition from being maybe one of, if not the best player on the court almost every game you play in college basketball, or one of the very best, to what they go through as a rookie.
Yeah, it's like, all right, so you play, what, 30, 40 games in college, right? You probably play like 20-something games in high school. Now you're going traveling every city on a plane, getting in 3 o'clock in the morning. Now you have to like condition your body to train. You got to condition your body to eat right. And for a rookie, you don't really have a routine. So being around veteran guys, things like that, that's how you learn. So year one is really like you become a sponge. Year two is like, okay, at least I have a routine to go by. And then year three, you'll see somebody. You'll really see his progression.
Barrett, as the third overall pick, you kind of understand a little bit what pressure is like. And your pressure was probably different because maybe you didn't have a LeVar who was there traveling with you and making sure the media knew exactly what he wanted you to do. Can you just talk a little bit about the pressure that both the team and then the media and everyone else sort of places on you that keeps you from focusing just on basketball?
But also, too, I remember you in high school. And I remember the hype on you before you went to college.
Yeah.
And you was a third pick. There was a lot of pressure on you coming into the pros. So I see there are some similarities outside of the father. I just wanted to add that.
Of course.
To
yeah,
that.
I mean, it's, you know, it's just pressure on wanting to do well. You know, as a rookie, you want to come in, you want to play. You see other rookies doing well or doing better. You know, I wish I had a LeVar in my life when I was a kid. You know,
Really?
it probably would have motivated me to, you know, play better. You know what I mean? But I don't really think that the kid is, I mean, he's immune to pressure, you know? And I think this Laker organization, they don't really, you know, it's the Lakers. The Lakers have been famous for 40 years. You know, like what pressure do the Lakers feel outside of every year, you know, Laker fans won the championship. So, you know, I think they get a lot of attention, but I don't think that that's pressure on the team, because they're not like playing for a championship.
Yeah.
I want to follow up with one more Lonzo question from me. The last time I saw you in person, actually, was at a UCLA game. It was UCLA-Oregon. I think Dylan Brooks had a great game in that game. Bruce playing for the Bulls now, I think. One thing that I didn't expect Lonzo to struggle with this year, and I've been keying on it, and maybe it sounds silly, but his free throws. Like, he wasn't, it's not like he was a 90% free throw shooter in college, but he was fine. And now in the pros, he's shooting right under 50%. To me, that is a confidence thing. Like, there is no reason a guy would go from shooting mid-70s to below 50 unless it's a confidence thing. Does that mean anything to you, or is it just, like, too early?
Routine. Yeah, it's too early. You know, it's routine, you know, and also, like, he got to take his time. You know, he's young. You get to the free throw line, the last thing you want to do is, like, you want to play. You know, you got a lot of nervous energy. So, you know, it's just the little things that he has to work on to get better. He improves his free throw shooting. He improves his jumper. He gets stronger. Look what he's doing now. Imagine what he'll do next year. I've been answering this question a lot. And I think, like, my best answer is you can't measure greatness. You can't measure Kobe against a Mike, against a LeBron. Like, they're all great in their own right. It's more of a preference of opinion on who you like or who you want to play with or who you're a fan of. I think Kobe ranks up there with the greatest of all time.
And the reasons why he ranks among the greatest for you.
Performance, entertainment, showmanship, hustle, defense, championships. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's done it all. You know, he's done it all.
Now, during your time in the NBA, who were the best 5 players in your era? All right, forget about over the last 80 years.
Yeah.
In the era you played, and who were the 5 best players that you played against or
Kobe.
with? Yes.
Allen Iverson. LeBron James. Tim Duncan. And Shaquille O'Neal.
That's a hell of a list.
That's a great
It's a hell of a list.
list.
And it's tough to do those lists impromptu.
Right.
The Iverson thing, Iverson is, I think, a guy, and I know I don't want to spend a ton of time on Iverson, but he's a guy that I think there's the biggest discrepancy between what the general public thinks of Iverson and what players think of Iverson.
I mean, to me, Iverson is my favorite. You know what I mean? People may not say he's the greatest of all time, but he's the greatest player to me because of what he represented for a culture of kids that came up that was like, you know what, like
uniform.
I got tattoos. You know, like I may not be able to play in the NBA. Like I made a mistake in high school, and now it's like I can be who I am. You know what I mean? I'm okay being who I am, being from where I'm from. Representing myself, and I think that he was the first person to kind of challenge the system. And at the same time, like, give people buckets in the most entertaining, like, everything that he embodied was him. He didn't fake for nobody.
Now, as far as challenging the system, LeBron James in year 15. Now, you tried to make a couple comebacks. Just try to explain to us what LeBron is doing at this age, because I know we don't understand, but you as a former NBA player and been out there and seeing it, what are we looking at right now?
Man, you're looking at somebody in his prime,
At year 15?
He's in his prime. He's in his prime.
How long is this going to last?
It can last a long time, as long as he can run up and down the court, you know what I mean, and stay in shape. He's now continuing to evolve. So now his jumper, you know what I mean? He's starting to use his body, less. He's going with less force. He's using more finesse, and just being able to see the game and pick the game apart. I think as you get older, people think you slow down, but the game slows down. So for someone like him, who's already like mastered the game at a high level, as he slows down, he becomes more and more of a force.
Who'd be more fun of those guys you put on the list? Your 5 guys: Iverson, Kobe, LeBron, Duncan, and Shaq. Who's the one you most wish you could have played with?
Probably Tim Duncan.
Oh wow!
Or LeBron. Tim Duncan and LeBron.
How come?
Because to me, he's one of the best big men of all time.
They play the game the right way. So
he just cover. Tim Duncan, he cover all your mistakes. Imagine the best player on your team being the center and the smartest guy and the guy who, he made the game so easy for that San Antonio system,
Real quick, can you just take a step back, looking at the league where we are right now, the end of December? How do you like the way things are shaking out in the East and the West? Pick a team or two.
I like how things are starting to level out. Like the stars are like, all right, it's panic time. So OKC and people like that, they're starting to like hit the panic switch. And I think Christmas for me, Christmas Day is always when the season starts.
Start of the year.
Because you got all your top matchups.
Okay.
And now everybody is in shape. You know what I mean? They got their legs up under them. They dunking on
Get
people.
that little break after that. Yes.
So we're going to really see, Christmas Day, what a lot of these matchups are made of, you know what I mean? And I think going into the new year that it's going to be exciting both East and West.
All right, speaking of Christmas Day, last time I saw you was at the UCLA game, but last time we talked on television, I was filling in for Colin Cowherd on The Herd, and you told me about Black Santa. People don't know what it is. It's Barron's company. It aims to create positive, uplifting, enchanting content for kids of all ages, of all backgrounds, build a brighter, more colorful world, to use some of your guys' words. And you guys got something very cool coming out this year. Last year, you guys had some clothing, and I know you still have it, but this year you guys are changing it up a little bit with a mixtape.
Yeah, so we released our first Christmas album, and the thought was we wanted to bring, some soul, some flavor to Christmas, and so our mixtape, the Black Santa Winter Wonderland mixtape, is out, and we have like short animations. So the animations kind of match each character, each song, and so just slowly building the company to eventually get to that, that 90-minute movie, that 90-minute musical around Christmas.
That's nice.
Where can people get it?
BlackSanta.com. You can also follow the Black Santa Company on Instagram. Check out all the animations, products, the music is on iTunes, Spotify.
Love it.
And if I may, since Barron didn't say it, I know a lot of our viewers, maybe when they're taking their little kids to go see Santa, go see Christmas, they don't always necessarily see like their kids represented in those images. For a lot of people watch the show, it's one of the cool things Barron's company does. So I really encourage people to check out the website.
Barron, thank you so much for hanging out.
Appreciate
And it's blacksanta.com.
Come back and join us, bro.
I would love to.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.